Prepare yourselves. The bells have tolled. Shelter your weak, your young, and your old. Each of you shall pay the final sum. Cry for mercy! The reckoning has come!
So the Hallow's End world event is now in full swing, and today we're going to be talking about what can you get out of this event. Mounts, epic loot, cosmetics, and how to get all of the achievements for your Hallowed title. First of all, let's talk about how to get that experience buff and how to get the Rotten Hallow achievement. So the Horde and the Alliance get different quests. For the Horde, you basically have to throw a load of rotten eggs over South Shore, and then the Alliance have a quest to basically clean up their mess. The Horde also have a quest to plant rotten eggs on the barrels in the South Shore Inn. Be sure to turn on the follow-up if you want to actually get the achievement. And then the Alliance have to sabotage the Wicker Man Festival. It's pretty straightforward though, you just have to run close to the Wicker Man and Bob's your uncle. Where the Wicker Man is, just outside Undercity, you can also get an experience buff. So for the Horde, you just have to loot an Ember between 8 PM and 6 AM. Pretty simple. The Alliance, they can go there at any time to give you XP buff, they just have to kill one of the Wicker Man Guardians. It's a level 60 elite though, so not very practical for a low level to do this, you'll need a high level friend to do it for you. By the way guys, if you aren't already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I've got a big macro and weak aura guide for every single class in the game. I'll very soon have a video on my subscriber only trailer going through my entire setup for my weak auras and my interface, so stay tuned for that. With this event we obviously also have the Headless Horseman boss. You don't need a quest to unlock him anymore, you can just go straight to the instance. You can still get the quest to go and click the pumpkin shrine, but it only really rewards a bit of gold or experience points. You will also get an achievement for killing the Hessian. Now, he drops some pretty good loot. He drops rings that are near best in slot loot. The weapon is also a very good pre-bis option, especially if you want to save money and not get your Titan Steel weapons. The helmet is also near pre-bis. Not quite as good as the Titan Steel option, but again, a really good option to save some gold. He also drops brooms of varying quality from apprentice riding to epic flying quality. These unfortunately only last while the event is up, so these will be gone on the 1st of November. And then we have the Headless Horseman mount. A very low chance for this to drop, but you do have 5 chances per day to get this mount if you are going to make a group of 5 people, because everyone can accept the quest and turn it in once per day. Technically you can continue to kill the horseman without the quest, but obviously making a group while you can get the quest and everyone else has to do it for you is it's going to be difficult for you to convince people to do that. You also need to loot the Sinister Squashling and the Hallowed Helm, which are needed for the Sinister Coaling achievement. He also drops weighted jack-o'-lanterns that are needed for the Check Your Head achievement. Best way to complete this achievement is in Dalaran. You need to use the item on every single race. Now, if you're on a realm that has like a 99% faction dominated server in favour of Alliance of Horde, then that's going to be a bit more difficult. Let's say you're on a Horde dominated server, you can get one of your friends to log in Alliance Night Elf, go over to Teldrassil and quickly use the item on him. Or you can very simply do it yourself by logging out the character that you want to use the Jack-o'-lantern on, and then have a separate client open so that you can use the item very quickly on your own character that you just logged out before he phases out properly and properly logs out. And the last thing he drops is Tricky Treats. These increase movement speed, which are very useful for corpse runs, and if you eat 3 in a row you will get an achievement code out of it because you will vomit from eating too many sweets. Now, to complete your Trick or Treats of Azeroth achievement, I'd recommend getting Handy Notes, NPCs, so you can very quickly see them on the map, fly to the locations that actually have innkeepers with candy buckets, and get it done. Save the Nerds Sweets for the achievement Nerd Rage. All you have to do is simply jump into a battleground and get honourable kills with the buff active. Remember to trick or treat the innkeepers every hour because they have a chance to give you a treat bag with masks and wands in them, which are needed for other achievements like a mask for all occasions, which you need to get a mask for every single race and gender in the game. And for the Masquerade achievement, you need to get transformed into every single form from the magic wands. Now, you can't transform yourself, unfortunately, But since when you have a wand, you can offer that transformation to trade for a different transformation in the trade shop. I've seen people doing that all day yesterday. Some people are actually being a bit cheeky and offering gold for a transformation, so there might be an opportunity for a little cheeky AFK gold farm there. The Saviour of Hallow's End achievement is a fairly simple one. You just do the quests near your starter area inns. I'd recommend going to Goldshire or Koranos because this is where most people are likely to go. It takes ages to do the Stop the Fires quest solo, but also recommend doing it at peak times. You can do this daily and it will reward the crudely wrapped gift, which will drop items needed for achievements like toothpicks, for the Sparkling Smile achievement, and will also have a chance to drop wands and weighted jack-o'-lanterns, so make sure to do that every day. And that's basically all you need to know to get all of the achievements for this title. My advice is to obviously do trick or treat every single hour. Even if you're like working throughout the day, just have a character logged in to like log in and do your trick or treat once per hour, because obviously you need to get all of those masks and those wand transformations. And also obviously just do the daily quest for Stop the Fires every single day. Now the Headless Horseman is a character we've seen rehashed in different TV shows, films and games. It actually originates from the short story The Legend of Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving, who possibly based it on Irish folk tales of the mythological creature Dullahan. This creature was depicted as a grim reaper-like headless rider who held his head high with his hand, the head of which had a malicious grin stretching ear to ear, much like the imagery of the weighted jack-o'-lantern that we see in-game. But originally the head had the consistency of mouldy cheese in the early tellings of the character. The pumpkin fiasco has a totally different origin to the myth of Stingy Jack, a tradition where Irish people would make a jack-o'-lantern to scare the spectre from entering their house. And since the Irish settled America, it's why pumpkin carving tradition and everything to do with Halloween has evolved into what it is today. There's also mention of a jack-o'-lantern in the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, but it's suggested to be a disguise of the Horseman by one of the key characters, not the Horseman himself. Point being, the Headless Horseman didn't run around with a pumpkin head on. And there you go, there's your dinner party fact. In the lore of Warcraft, which I would not recommend bringing up at a dinner party, unless the fellow members of a dinner party also play World of Warcraft, the Headless Horseman is in fact Sir Thomas Thompson, who was once a paladin of the Scarlet Crusade, who, while trying to purge a town of a plague, accidentally killed his own family. And when he went back to the Scarlet Monastery, he went insane, as you probably would, and started killing people. And therefore he was beheaded and given a burial in the Scarlet Monastery. It's only later that Balzanar, the Dreadlord, obviously disguised as Dafrohan, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, he actually resurrected him with his own blood and fell energy. This is likely why we see so much green glowing stuff on the Headless Horseman. But Horseman is essentially a headless, mentally ill, fallen paladin with Dreadlord blood and fell energy infused inside him. Overall, one of the coolest characters in World of Warcraft, with the coolest mount in the game, up there definitely with Invincible anyway. Another interesting fact about Hallow's End is how it's a celebration that actually marks the moment in which the Forsaken broke free from the will of a Lich King. Now, if somebody watching the video knew absolutely every single fact in this video, I'd be severely impressed actually. Do leave a comment down below, although I probably won't believe you. But anyway, my name is MetaGoblin. To the next video. Ciao.